Hello dear students. After the completion of the first chapter, chemical reactions and equations, today we are going to start with the next chapter, acids, bases and salts. So let us see the first two terms, acids and bases. In the lower classes you have studied about some basic concepts about acids and bases. Let us recollect all those. So what is an acid, children? The acid is that substance which is sour in taste. We have studied earlier. Sour to taste. And then what are bases? Bases are those which are bitter in taste. Then acids, we say they are those substances which give H plus ions in aqueous medium or in the presence of water. And bases are those substances which give OH minus ions in water. Another concept of acid we had studied that it changes blue litmus to red. Acid is a substance which changes blue litmus paper to red litmus paper. Bases changes red litmus paper to blue. Then we have also studied that acids have pH less than 7. About pH we are going to study in detail in this chapter. And bases are those which are having a pH value more than 7. Then again acids we have studied that they are corrosive in nature. Corrosive means, children, if we put acid on any surface like a cloth or a wood or even skin, then it burns that surface. That is known as corrosive nature. In the case of bases, strong bases, those which are strong bases are also corrosive. Weak bases are not so corrosive, but strong bases, they are corrosive in nature. And then acids, they give hydrogen gas with metals. And in the case of bases they give hydrogen gas with some metals, not with all. A few metals. And acids also will give hydrogen gas with metals, with those metals which are more reactive than hydrogen. That all we are going to see in detail in this chapter. So these are some basic things, basic differences which you had seen between acids and bases. Now how do we identify whether a given substance is an acid or base? So we use indicators to identify which substance is acid and which substance is a base. So about indicators also, some few indicators you have studied in the lower classes. For example, you have studied about phenolphthalein, you have studied about litmus paper. Litmus paper is also an indicator. Litmus is obtained from the lichen plant and its original color is purple. That purple color changes to red in presence of acid and it changes to blue in the presence of base. So you get two colors of litmus, one is red and one is blue. So red turns to blue in presence of base and blue turns to red in the presence of acid. So let us see something about indicators now. So what are indicators? Indicators are substances which change their color either in the presence of acid or base or both of them. There are certain indicators which will change color only in the presence of acid. There are certain which change the color only in the presence of base. And there are some indicators which change their color in the presence of acid as well as in the presence of base. So they are known as indicators, or rather we call them as acid-base indicators. There are different indicators for different types of reaction. Here in this chapter we are going to see only acid-base indicators. That is why we are not mentioning it specifically, that acid-base indicator definition. We will be just dealing with only one type of indicator, that is acid-base indicator. So acid-base indicators, or simply indicators, will say they are those substances which change their color either in the presence of acid or in the presence of base. So you have seen a number of indicators. For example, you have seen phenolphthalein. Now as it is a lockdown and we are not in the school, I can't show you these chemicals, phenolphthalein and then litmus, and one more, methyl orange. So these are the indicators which are there in your syllabus, and their original color we'll see, and then color with acid, and then their color with base. Now phenolphthalein, its original color is colorless. It just appears like water. So it is colorless, and in acid it remains colorless only. Means it does not show any change in the color with acid, but when a few drop of base is added, then it will change to pink color. So in basic medium it gives pink color. Other one is litmus. Litmus has a purple color, and with acid it becomes red, and with base it becomes blue. And then methyl orange, its original color is orange, and with acid it becomes pink or red in color, and with base it will be yellow in color. So these are some of the chemicals which we use in the lab, the indicators to identify acidic solution and basic solution. We don't have these chemicals right now over here, but we have many different substances around us which also behave as indicators. We will call them as natural indicators. So natural indicators, just like beetroot is there, red cabbage is there. There are certain flowers also which act as indicators. And then turmeric is one of the substance which is present in our kitchen, which also acts as an indicator. So children, let us see a small activity to identify acid solution, basic solution with the help of indicators, and you will really enjoy it, seeing how the color keeps on changing of different substances if we add acid or if we add base. So let us watch this activity and understand more about indicators. Okay dear students, now let us see an activity to study indicators, how the indicators, they change their colors in the presence of acid and in the presence of base. As we have already studied, indicators are those substances which show one color in acid and another in base. Now here I have taken some samples. This is a piece of beetroot, and I have an extract of beetroot juice in these two bowls. This is red cabbage, and here I have an extract of red cabbage, and these are amalthas flowers, and those extracts also have taken in these two bowls. Here I have lemon juice with me, which will act as an acid, and I have a small quantity of baking soda solution, which will act as a base. Children, here we are going to do this activity without the help of any chemicals of the laboratory. Here we are using all organic sources, that is the sources obtained from plants. So these will be called as natural indicators. Natural indicators are those indicators which change their color either in the presence of acid or base, or in both maybe. So all these are natural indicators. Now let us add a few drops of, let us start with acid solution. So with the help of a dropper, I am putting acid solution in the beetroot extract. Let us observe. So as compared to this, there is not much change in the color of the beetroot extract solution. Now let us add baking soda solution, that is a base solution, to the beetroot extract. Children, you can see here the color has started changing. As compared to this, color has become a little bit darker. Let us add a few more drops in order to confirm the change in the color. And let us stir it a little. So here you can observe the change in the color. With acid solution, the color did not change much, but with the base solution, the color has changed to somewhat brown. The color changes will be more clear with the red cabbage. So I will pour a few drops of lemon juice here in the red cabbage extract, and here you can notice a very clear difference in the change in the color. So here earlier it was purple, as you can see the original color. Now it has changed to pink, reddish pink. And then if I add a base solution of baking soda to the red cabbage extract, let us see what happens to the color. So here the color has changed to blue. You can see the blue color, and by adding acid the color changed to pink. Earlier the color, it was purple, and now it has become blue and pink. So red cabbage color changed in both, whereas in the case of beetroot we saw that with acid there is not much change in the color, and with the base the color becomes darker, dark brown sort of. Let us see the third one. This is the extract obtained from amalthas flowers. Let us add acid solution to this. So not much change. Let us add base solution. So here it is becoming a little bit dark yellow, and here there is not much change in the color. So with amalthas flowers we saw that the color change is very less. Only it became a little bit dark with the base solution, and with the acid solution the color faded away. Yes children, you can see here the yellow color is now slowly disappearing, whereas it became more prominent in the base solution. So with organic things we can test acid and base. They change their color. Let us see two more examples with turmeric powder and with gulmohar flowers. So children, this is a gulmohar flower, and I have taken extract of gulmohar in these two bowls, and here I have turmeric in these two bowls. So again with acid, I'll add a few drops of acid in the gulmohar flower extract. Let us wait for the change. The original color is like this. So with acid we still get a pink shade only, and with base let us check. So by adding the baking soda solution, you can see the color has started changing. So now we get a brown sort of color. Yes children, so with base the color got changed, and with acid there is not much change in the color. So gulmohar flowers, some flowers also they act as a natural acid base indicator. Now let us check with turmeric. This is turmeric powder. It is also a natural indicator. I am adding lemon juice to turmeric powder, and the color is still yellow. We don't find any change in the color with acid. But if we add base solution, let us see what happens. Have a closer look. You can see the reddish color getting formed over here. Turmeric will not completely dissolve in water, so you have to observe carefully that it is giving a reddish shade. You can see when you are comparing the two colors, you can see here with acid it is still totally bright yellow color, and with base it has turned reddish orange type. So with this activity we have seen that there are different acid base indicators available in nature. We saw the example of gulmohar flower, we saw the example of red cabbage, then we also saw the example of these amaltas flowers, and then we saw the experiment with beetroot extract. So like this, dear students, you can also try at home with different colors, different substances. Around you, you will find out many organic substances, some flowers or some fruits or some items in the kitchen by which you can do this experiment. And if you find something different from these examples, you can share with me. You can share in the group also if you try some experiment with the acid base indicators in this way. Hope you enjoyed this activity. Thank you.